Intro. Good morning, gentlemen.
Dudes and dudettes, how are y'all?
Good.
Doing great.
It's our New Year's edition of Dudes Talking Stuff. It's Fatthew.
Loso
And Young Trenton.
And we're here again to bring you the best damn podcast on Earth. That was a lot.
Maybe space, too.
Good.
Maybe space.
Huh?
Galaxy. Wherever.
We were a big hit on Titan.
Yeah, they should put it on a gold disc and launch it.
Moon people love us.
All right, we're going to get straight into it. Wide world of sports. World Judo Masters ended in glory for Japan with, is this a typo? With a haul of 7 gold, 3 silver, and 4 bronze?
And yet no one was surprised. There actually was like a 17-year-old Japanese girl that like ran house. Just throwing it out there. In billiards, they are lobbying to join in the 2024 Olympics. World champion Sean Murphy says, quote, "It's not like kicking the football into a goal or hitting the ball with a golf club. Billiard sports are, I believe, the most difficult range of sport in the entire world." Spoken from a man who's never played another sport
Yeah, let him
in
go
the
play.
entire world.
I feel like the hard part's going to be finding a venue that lets you smoke inside.
Yeah,
I mean, he may have played darts or bowling.
I'd like to see him do some like rugby or something.
Yeah,
And
someone
say it's not a
tackling.
real sport.
This
Yeah,
is-
get hit
this-
with no pads. Crikey.
We had a couple of adventure athletes. Colin O'Brady, an American adventure athlete, and Lewis Rudd, captain in the British Army. They were racing to be the first man to cross the Antarctic unsupported. We've got breaking news. Fatthew, can you give us a little more details on that? story?
O'Brady has won on day 53 after 932 miles. And he actually, so go America. And he actually went they averaged about 20 miles a day. He went the last 80 miles without sleep. We're assuming like 3 days with this cold walking.
We need to check on him in a couple days.
No, he's
I
fine.
imagine he's gonna die.
He's balling in
Good.
Antarctica.
He's drowning in Antarctica, pussy.
all that penguin.
Penguin.
And lastly, the Raiders are homeless. Oakland lease is up and the city is suing them for leaving, and their new very, very expensive stadium will not be ready till 2020.
And here I thought it was Viva Las Vegas.
And no one feels bad for them.
Yeah, no, I don't think anyone does. They'll figure it out, right? San Diego's still got a stadium out there.
Somebody does.
Somebody will take him in for 1 year.
For another $3 million.
We're going to take it straight to the NFL. We normally do a little snooze or booze, but since we don't really have matchups set,
Yeah, we failed.
the NFL failed, dude. That's what it was.
Y'all should have already had no drama set up for this week.
So we're just going to go ahead and make up our playoff matchups and disregard any type of seedings and how that might affect these matchups that we have.
We already know how it'll happen.
Yeah, we got it. Don't worry.
I'm Miss Cleo of the playoffs.
I'm Mr. Cleo. No relation.
Don't judge me. This is 2019.
Not mad at you.
I can be Miss.
We're going to start off with a dark horse. And for those of you who don't know, dark horse, that would be a team that probably has a lower seed, might not have that much expectations for the playoffs, but someone that we think could surprise. Win a game, maybe 2.
Yeah,
Who
make
knows?
a little run.
All you need is 1. So, Fathy, who you got?
Oh, man. I went Seattle. I hate Seattle. But I went Seattle. They feel like they're peaking at the right time, which is always important.
You're like everything I want my team.
Their defense is starting to play together, which ours, yeah. Russell Wilson, Baldwin, Lockett, explosive, and they got the run game is steady. I think the Carson's like a 1,000-yard rusher now, and that definitely didn't look like it was going to happen the first 3 or 4 games.
Shout out Mike Davis.
Yeah, and they're still Mike Davis from the state, from the land.
Mr. Penny.
M. Diddy. So I think Seattle, I hate it, but I feel like there's a chance they make a run.
I also hate it, and I hope it doesn't happen. I'm going to take a dark horse from AFC, and I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens. I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay, tell me why.
I don't think anybody really knows what they're gonna do at this point. Lamar Jackson has played like 3 or 4 games. Played pretty well, if you ask me. They just beat the Chargers not that long ago.
He extends that play.
I think there's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to get footage on him, and they could surprise. They could win a game or two. Not by throwing. It's maybe Flacco comes in and maybe they do some variation of a Philly special. I don't know.
Like, I just had to think who their wide receivers were.
Michael Crabtree.
That's all I thought. Yeah, that's all I got.
Hayden Hurst.
Oh, from the land again.
Yeah. So
Red Thor, as we call him.
Name their starting running back right now.
Alex something.
I think it's Gus Edwards.
God. Point made. Point made.
There's our dark horse there. How about a top seed that you think is most likely to lose their first game or go out early? Like, you've got a few teams that are going to get a bye, so they won't play that first round week. But heading into that matchup, who do you think could lose that?
Patriots.
Patriots. Okay.
Yeah. Nothing to do with my disdain for the Patriots.
Yeah, clean organization.
Clean. Definitely deserved that victory over the Panthers and didn't cheat and knew our first 20 plays at all.
Yeah.
Didn't happen like that at all. Anyway,
Spygate.
I think they're going to end up getting the bye. I think Texans are going to end up not getting the bye, but the Texans are going to make it in, and that's who they're going to end up playing. And I have Texans going to the Super Bowl. Spoiler for that part. So I think the Patriots will get knocked off in their first game to the Texans.
Okay, so we'll see how those matchups work out. Again, we don't know exactly what.
No, I'm right.
Yet. Yeah, he's right. Patriots are losing first matchup to the Texans. I'm taking over to the NFC on this one, and I got the Rams.
Yeah.
Last year they were an up-and-coming team. They were hot, and they lost their first-round matchup to Atlanta. This year, they're, best team in football, top 2 or 3 for most of the season. Something seems off the last couple of weeks, and I could see them losing. Mm-hmm. I could see them getting a bye, and I could see them losing to someone like Dallas or Chicago. I could see it happening. So they are my top seed most likely to go out early.
The thing about the NFC is both their top seeds, besides the Saints, but the Chiefs feel the exact same way kind of right now. They don't look the same. They lost their top, Kareem Punt took them out, so they lost their top running back, and their second one went down to injury, and he's still not healthy.
I could see that as a fantastic matchup for the Baltimore Ravens.
So I almost thought the Chiefs here as well. Almost.
Patriot hate.
But the Patriot hate leaned to me.
All right, so Fat, you kind of already spoiled your champ, but that's no problem. Tell me about your AFC Championship game prediction.
Oh yeah, the Texans.
Okay.
Are gonna again make it, and then I just talk junk on them. I think they'll have home field advantage, so I have the Chiefs.
Okay.
I think they'll figure it out. They just the ability to score whenever. I know that defense is a liability, but besides the Rams, who I don't think are gonna make it, the Saints defense ain't great either. So it's just a gun out.
Okay.
Which I think Mahomes will win.
I can see that. But you've got the Texans winning the game.
Yeah, the Texans are gonna come out of the AFC.
Got it. Okay. On my side, I'm doing a little bit of the inverse here. I'm doing Chargers and Patriots. And I think the Chargers are the best overall team in football. We'll see if they can keep it together just for one playoff run, guys. Remember, think of the Ravens. Think of Joe Flacco. Think of that one season that made him $100 million. This could be y'all in LA. Y'all could get a whole fan base in one season. All you gotta do is just keep it together for a few games. But I got them, and I'd like to see the Patriots just so the Chargers can destroy them in the championship game. That's really why I would like to see that.
All right.
So that's my side. Let's go NFC. Who you got?
Saints, Rams.
Okay.
But I do think, Saints, I just don't know. It looks like the best team of football still to me right now. Either I just talk junk on their defense. And I think the Rams, unless Gurley does not end up healthy. I think without Gurley, that offense, Jared ain't going to be able to run it by himself, their quarterback. And so I think if Gurley's hurt, I'm Saints, and as much as I hate to say it, Seattle. But either way, I don't see anyone taking out the train that is the Saints right now.
It sounds like you got the Saints going in either way.
Yeah.
Okay. I've got the Saints as well versus I've got the Chicago Bears. Thinking best offense in the conference versus the best defense in the conference.
I mean, I like that.
Let's see what happens.
That's sexy.
And hey, they say defense wins championships.
Prove it.
Yeah, here's your shot. Beat the Saints.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I would love to see them do that. I would still probably have the Saints favored in this game, but I like the Bears odds. I like their chances.
I like Chicago. They hooked us up with that Olsen trade. Olsen/Shockey trade years ago. So we still owe them some love.
A lot of our old players like to go there. Julius Peppers, Musin Muhammad.
Yeah, Ron is, used to play linebacker there from that coaching tree.
Championship.
Yeah.
5 Bears.
Yeah.
We got a whole song.
So, and who doesn't love defense? And Khalil Mack.
Turn of the map.
Which puts the Super Bowl, mind your Texans Saints. What was yours then?
I am Chargers and Saints. And I've got the Chargers taking home.
I got the Texans.
The glory.
Is this just because we're Panther fans? We can't pick the Saints
Absolutely.
to win the Super Bowl.
I want to pick the Bears.
We'll put them there, but we're like, nah, can't make that final decision.
I wanted to pick the Saints as my top seed likely to go out. That would be too blatantly obvious.
That's why I went Patriots. I had to throw out a little different curveball to them. Some Texans.
So those
Super Bowl
there's
win.
your NFL playoffs, folks. You really don't even need to watch it.
Yeah.
Go get your Chargers/Texans championship gear. You're gonna be right, probably.
And we move on to the NBA, to the dunks and the shoots and the Rookie of the Year race.
It's going well.
We picked very early, at the beginning of the season, rookies. You picked DeAndre Ayton. I picked Luka Doncic. I'll go ahead and give you your stats first.
Thank you.
16 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 block a game, which isn't bad. Isn't bad at all. But then there's Luka, who's league candidate for Rookie of the Year currently. 19 points a game, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Don't forget the eye test, where he's just doing people dirty out there. And at the end of every game now, they interview and NBA stars are just praising him and how good he looks. No homo. And currently, I can't say anymore, can I? It's not politically correct. Yeah, sorry. The only thing, though, Luka is going to win the Rookie of the Year race, but for their team, I think we talked about this a little bit before, the Mavs are 15 and 18, which just puts them middle of the pack. They're probably not going to make the playoffs. And the Suns are 8 and 26, but that puts them in getting another draft pick where, Luka, he's kind of get lucky and kind of draft somebody mid 15-20 range probably.
Which is why I still say DeAndre Ayton is our Rookie of the Year.
He's not the Rookie of the Year because he's not doing as well, but Luka just can't help but win.
They say age is nothing but a number, and stats are nothing but a bunch of ages.
Only Greek people say that.
Age is just a number. Yeah.
But also, Ayton's putting his team in a better position for next year. So, Rookie of the Year should be a team.
By doing a lot of losing.
Hey, you want the high picks. Dallas is going to lose their pick if it's after the 5th? I think it's top 5 protected.
Well, then it's gone. Luka's going to keep him above that.
They need to be.
He can't help it.
He is great. But also, I will say, keep an eye out on my dark horse candidate, Ben Simmons. I feel like he's having a strong year, and I think
looking good.
He just got booed in Utah for the whole rookie thing, so it keeps getting brought up in the news. I think he still has a solid chance of securing this.
We need to start making
back
shirts. Ben Simmons for 2020 Rookie of the Year.
Back-to-back Rookie of the Year. He just hit his first 22-footer, so.
Woo! All right, so we're going to do our quarter of the year review for the NBA. Just hit a few highlights that I didn't steal. First we're going to go is Bud Ball. Mike Budenholzer has turned the Bucks around with the same roster that he pretty much had last year.
Who are they?
The Bucks.
Oh, okay.
I said the Bucks. They're up in Milwaukee. Buck the system. They currently have the league's best offensive rating, 6th in defense. The Greek freak Giannis is their possible MVP candidate, very likely if they stay winning the way they are.
Yeah.
And they are actually in week 7, when I looked up the NBA, top of the power rankings.
Numero uno.
Number uno for the NBA.com power rankings. Just giving them the credit, not me.
Sounds like the buck stops with Bud.
Oh. But yeah, the man's done a fantastic job.
Oh, he's the man. I mean, he turned around Atlanta pretty quick, and then they ended up getting rid of half their assets. So, I mean,
yeah.
There's not too much he could do.
I mean, when he had his team there in Atlanta, they were. It's almost like, how do they keep doing this every year?
Yeah, back-to-back 61 seasons, I believe. Early playoff exit, but, it's Atlanta.
So, I'm a big Bud Ball fan.
Bud's the man.
The Kings aren't a joke anymore. Old Sacramento got Fox, Cauley Stein, and Don't Look Now, what they said was the worst trade ever, Buddy Hield, playing pretty well. They haven't even really, they're a 500 team right now, but they're not a joke anymore. And they haven't even gotten Bagley, who is their first round pick, number 2 overall. They haven't even gotten him going yet. I've only given him like 15 minutes. He's been injured. So, I mean, once they get him in the fold, doing it nice and slow, they're not a joke. You can't just laugh at, oh, I'm going to play the Kings. I don't really have to, I can take the day off.
They also have another backup big man from Duke, Harry Giles, future baller.
Oh, yeah, he had that injury, and so he was.
So he's getting.
So now he's starting to finally come around.
Yeah, he's coming back.
But I think once they get Bagley in the fold, we're looking at constantly battling for a playoff spot. I'm not going to put them there every year.
As opposed to being like bottom of the division, they'll fight for the 8, the 9,
instead of fighting for the number 1 overall pick for being the worst team.
They're gonna be that team that almost makes the playoffs.
Our other one, Houston, still has a problem. CP3 is just staying hurt because he's kind of an old. And don't forget, CP3 is an asshole. Harden is back to putting up MVP numbers, though. I mean, if there is a bright and shiny light, they just don't look like the same team. It really looks like their window was last year.
It closed.
Yeah, and when CP3 got hurt, that was it. And they really, I mean, you can't do it. You had to sign Capella.
Had to, yeah.
It was a great deal what you got him for.
They didn't have to sign Melo, technically.
No, but I don't think that hurt them because that was after the decisions were kind of all made for that year.
Yeah, it was a cheap move. I mean, who knew Ariza would
be that much?
And was it Ubute?
Yeah. Apparently 2 guys in the NBA that play defense is all you need.
With 2 or 3 other guys that play really good.
Capel's really good.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to take away.
I mean, you had to sign the guy. They got a great
deal. CP3's aggravating on defense, if nothing else.
I'd say
nothing else. Okay, so there's still a problem. Also, the Jazz are disappointingly no longer in tune. I like all these cheesy headlines. The young team was like a 3 seed last year, I want to say. Fought all the way up in the West. Now they're not even in playoff contention at all.
4 or 5.
I think their injuries to Mitchell have really slowed them down, but just doesn't look like the same product on the floor right now.
I have full faith in these Jazz, and I'm going to tell you why. Last year, they were in the same boat.
Oh, yeah?
After the All-Star break, they had the best record in basketball, and I think it's going to happen again.
Okay.
I believe they were – I couldn't remember if they were 4 or 5 seed last year, but they played the Thunder that first round, and they worked them. That was Westbrook, Paul George Thunder, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Paul George kind of out now.
Yeah. You
see Westbrook, Paul George went out. Westbrook came back and put up 40 and like 12 and 11 or something.
Trade him.
I did have one extra point. Since you're such a big Ball fan, I got a great Lonzo Ball improving stat. His 3-point percentage has gone up from last year from 30.5% to 30.8%. Wow.
Hey, anywhere that you can get improvement, you take it. 0.3, that's good. We are going into our 2018 rankings, boys.
Oh, end of the year. How was your year? Oh, did you have a little tune? Rank 'em. That's creepy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Everything I'm saying sounds creepy. Rank 'em.
Whoa.
Rank 'em.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
rank 'em.
Tune that bit down.
Rank 'em. Yeah, it's good 2018. We got a lot of stuff. really to talk about. Fat, I think you're gonna lead off. You had we had the best social media story, best news story.
The best news story in circulation for me personally in 2018 happened not too long ago when Dwight Howard was accused by a transsexual, ended up not being a transsexual. A gay man who pretended to be transsexual.
Misconstrued as being.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
but accused Dwight of having loving with him and with transsexuals.
Yeah, being a power bottom.
Yeah,
Or something.
and when that thing got sent to me on a Saturday night, I probably spent 2 hours just laughing at the feed. We've talked the highlights before. Dwight Howard, 6'11", power bottom, because he's soft. And
he also had a butt injury.
Like,
you can't write this.
And what was that other one? He was, quote,
the
Magic Johnson 2.0 with amnesia due to going to transsexual get-togethers and being festive, let's say.
Festive.
Yeah. So that was my top story of 2018. I mean, there's a lot of other things that happened, but
yeah, I like that one. Honestly, that was a game changer.
Yeah, and in 20 years, if you were to ask me about that story over all the other headlines of 2018, I will remember 6'11" power bottom.
Yeah,
Dwight Howard could win championships for the next decade.
It wouldn't matter.
Power bottom.
And they disproved the story too, but it's still out there.
2.0 with amnesia, Dwight.
Do you get in trouble? Like, did the dude get in trouble for that? Like,
I'm sure his party will sue.
TBD.
Okay.
Yeah, TBD. Yeah. We'll provide updates.
It's a dick move.
We'll keep you posted.
It's a messed up thing to do. Just like randomly, like, what if you just woke up one day and somebody's like, "You've been out there having a bunch of gay sex."
Yeah, so much gay sex.
And I know you're afraid to tell everybody, and now you've been accusing me. By the way, you're Magic Johnson 2.0 with amnesia. Ouch.
We're going to our beef.
Ooh, beefs.
Best beef of the year.
Oh, who's starting? What's beef? I don't want to get into the rap song.
That's okay.
I'll start this. I have NFL players and hotel cameras.
Okay.
And this isn't just another reason to bring up Kareem Punt.
Let's get dark.
No, but this has been happening since Ray Rice. You know, I mean, I don't understand how the NFL can sway political views in this country, but can't get footage from a Marriott. Something is going on there.
Do TMZ or something, man.
Because it's always like, this video was 8 months earlier, 9 months earlier.
Like they reviewed it and stuff for a while.
So something's fishy there.
It's always like somebody records it on their phone and holds it, I guess, at ransom. But I feel, the NFL, they should be. If TMZ can get this, why can't they?
I have a solution.
Here we go.
The NFL players should all use Airbnb.
Oh.
Then they can just do it, bring over whatever, rent a house out for a night or two, and have a good time.
Is a good time kicking ladies.
Well, I didn't mean that. That was not what I meant.
Yeah, they're just gonna have a good time.
I had other points about cameras in general because OBJ got caught like eating pizza and then he had like mysterious broken out substances beside him.
Cocaine.
Dude, who doesn't love a little cocaine and pizza?
The pizza didn't look great.
It did. Obviously, the cocaine led to that shit.
Did the cocaine look good though? Was it good cocaine?
I don't know. I didn't study that much.
You traded out for bad pizza.
But if there was no camera there,
I hoovered Schneef worse than that.
Yeah. So, and the guy with the bong mask, that was also bad for camera. Either I think he filmed that one himself.
Mask?
Yeah, he's an NFL lineman.
Tunsil?
He was supposed to be like a top 5 pick, but right before the draft that night, a video came out with him wearing those bong masks.
Oh, the gas mask?
Yeah, and like filming himself taking it and he immediately like fell down to like 20 something.
Yeah, being like his uncle.
Damn. Oh, was it?
That's fucked up.
He wanted money from him.
Man.
Dirty.
Yeah, I didn't know that part.
We'll have to check up on his career. See how he's doing.
See how he's been doing.
Well, yeah, next one. There was mine. I did have a runner-up.
Oh, okay.
What's that?
Rock Hill Dicks, if you remember.
We hate him.
We hate Dicks. We have no room for Dicks.
Yeah, get him out of here.
That guy whose name, say it for me. Say it.
Cordero.
Patterson. He started the war on Dicks. You know, that squeeze he did against that lineman. And since then, Rock Hill, we have no room for Dicks. That was my runner-up.
Okay.
So, there you go.
I just had entertainers versus social media this year. These people actually had beefs with other people, but it was more entertaining the platform that they were using. Like, for instance, Cardi B and Nicki Minaj had a beef.
Yeah.
And at one point, Cardi B was on like Instagram Live for like 4 straight hours, just talking shit through the videos. It was stupid. Insane. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And then you have Kanye West, who is, I guess, in a beef with Drake or something.
Who knows?
Dude puts out like 85 tweets in like an hour. And,
yeah.
And this is not the first time he's done this. He's done this a few times.
Yeah, dude.
And sometimes he usually starts off really heated.
Yeah.
And then he kind of realizes he made like some kind of a mistake, and then gives backhanded compliments throughout the end of it. Like if you remember him and who's the Pittsburgh black and yellow guy? Wiz Khalifa.
Yeah.
Wiz Khalifa tweeted him, "Hey man, smoke this KK and chill out." And he was talking about
Kim Kardashian. Yeah.
So he just went to rip him. Yeah. He was like, "Oh wait, Wiz Khalifa's cool. He wears cool pants."
Ridiculous.
So,
it's good beef.
That was not 2018. His was more weird.
It is hard to say.
It was really weird.
It's hard to say it's Wiz's fault when she has a sex tape and he has said in a song, "My girl got famous off a home video."
Yeah.
Like he brings it up.
Oh, a lot.
And yet it's his fault for there being maybe a weed strand out there about it being thick.
And the whole thing about it this time was apparently Drake knew something about his family. That was the whole beef, was don't talk about my family. Brian.
My family's everything, Brian.
Kanye said Drake just called me talking shit. Talk about my family. Why are you snitching, Kanye?
Yeah.
And then other people that are now his like brother-in-laws somehow, he's mad that they weren't on his side. Something. I don't even know who these guys are because I don't know what rapper's dating which Kardashian.
Yeah, I don't.
Besides him,
it's tough. But
I only know the OG.
Speaking,
is that really beef though? Those guys wanted that platform.
Beef versus the Machine.
People love Cardi B because of her ratchetness.
Oh yeah.
I mean that's why the world loves her. It's so genuine and ratchet.
Cardi B.
Yeah. And she doesn't. I mean, she writes for herself, but her production value's on point.
Well, the
say what you want.
I like the album.
Yeah, say what you want. It bumps. She's actually rapping, even if someone wrote it, and she's brought other rappers or other female rappers back from just singing. They're now going.
Yep.
So
it's true.
That's my point on that. What do you got?
I have the best beef of the year. I have Soulja Boy versus everyone on the internet.
Everyone.
Yeah, because he's an asshole.
Wait, who?
No. Leave it alone.
Yeah. Well, it's finally come out that today he had to remove his game consoles from being sold.
We never got a chance to cop one.
I know, man. We never got a chance to overpay for some Chinese crap that runs an emulator.
But Soulja Boy's face might be on it.
I don't think it was, man. I think it was just a sticker on the outside of the box. It just said Soulja.
Box.
Yeah, Soulja Box.
I don't even get to tell him.
Nah, man, don't tell him nothing. He's about to tell him. Because he was like, one of his last little angry Twitter things was, if you think Nintendo's gonna sue me, then you guys are retarded.
like he's untouchable.
Yeah, and then right after that, he got a cease and desist from Nintendo. So that's my
at Nintendo.
Dude, clearly he crunched
another guy who's out there
for
the likes, I think, right?
Yeah, man.
100%. He only created that terrible stuff to be talked about. It worked.
He's an idiot.
He's like, I could spend $10,000 on this.
Yeah, and somebody's been buying it to talk about it.
Yeah, all the YouTube people like bought it just to make videos on it because it was like.
But he was trending. Yeah, man. He did
for like a week. He made it.
We talked about that's how he used to do his whole songs.
Yeah, man. Exactly. You would annoy a friend with it real quick and then just forget about it for the rest of your life.
I liked all of our beefs.
They're okay. Solid beefs.
Yeah,
enjoyed them.
Don't bring no dicks, bro.
Yeah, no dicks.
Yeah, definitely.
I bet your mom's hating that.
Oh, we got it coming. Man.
I was gonna do it with Beef Machine. I thought it'd be a good one too. Your mom.
Yeah. All right. Well, speaking of Fatthew's mother, we're gonna go into best albums of the year.
Yeah,
what?
Because she's a connoisseur.
Speaking of the hobbies, let's talk about our best albums. What do we do? A top 3?
Yeah, top 3. You want to start them off, Loso?
I'll start. So I went off of kind of, what I played the most, so
it's fair.
What I enjoyed the most for 2018. I'm going to kick it off with J. Cole, KOD.
Nice.
Actually got to see him in concert last year. No big deal.
No big deal.
I think it may have hyped me up a little more for the album this year. It was a solid playthrough all the way through.
Yeah, man.
Some of the most notable tracks, KOD, obviously, ATM, Motivate. They had a Kevin's Heart song, which was Kevin Hart in the video, which was also kind of weird because Kevin Hart was already in the news for extramarital affairs, which is basically what the whole song was about. But J. Cole's definitely in my group there. I've got YG.
I like YG. I like J. Cole too, of course.
Stay Dangerous album.
That was the name of it.
Yeah. Handgun was a great track for me, and Big Bang. I mean, Madden loved it. So,
J. Cole's song, one of them was on like NBA used it for a while. I want to say it was Motivate.
I could see that one as being
so
nice
both of those guys
there.
got some sports love.
I had it was tough to fit in just in the top 3, so I kind of came between a couple. I'm gonna end up giving the nod to Migos for Culture 2.
All right.
I had a couple close. I had Kevin Gates was close. Luca Brasi 3.
Oh, that one song of Kevin Gates is so good.
Money Long.
Yeah, I mean, it's so
like,
good. That's the anthem.
Yeah.
What came down to it was I just felt that Migos had a couple more hits than Kevin Gates. I will say that the album I've listened to the most this year was probably Kevin Gates' old album, Luca Brasi 2, but that wasn't in 2018, so it's neither here nor there.
Dude, random. I didn't know Kevin Gates was in Creed.
Wait, with Arms Wide Open, Creed?
No,
The movie?
The movie. I just recently rewatched it. He gets in a fight with like a rapper backstage at this girl's concert. It's Kevin Gates because he calls him Baby Creed. He's like, "Don't call me Baby Creed." He's like, "It was about love, bro." I'm pretty sure it was Kevin Gates. Like,
I've seen this movie and I remember this scene and I don't remember thinking Kevin
pretty
Gates.
sure it's Kevin
I've
Gates.
seen it.
I've got to go
And
back.
if I'm wrong,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. But
Going back.
anyway,
We're gonna update
I like
this
all
too.
those albums. J. Cole, North Carolina Love, YG. He actually raps. He's beautiful.
I'm just gonna put the get the elephant out of the room here.
Oh, man.
Drake did drop an album.
I was about
And
to.
he-
my
I was
point.
wondering where the Drake
He
love was.
did not make my top 3 this year.
What?
I did enjoy the album, but it was, as far as Drake albums go, for me, it's near the bottom of my
Oh
list.
God, this is it.
Is this the year of the
This
Drake
is
hate?
the end.
No,
for Drake.
no, I'm sure.
If you
I'm
didn't
sure in
put
the
him in
next
the
few
top
months
3.
he'll have a really hot mixtape that'll come out.
Oh, so it's gonna make up for it 2019.
Yeah, absolutely.
I jumped this a year.
Yeah, like I said, solid album. I played it. If we were just doing tracks, one of his tracks. I mean, there were a few tracks that I really enjoyed. Nonstop was awesome, but I just like these ones a little more this year. So
All right.
Drake, get me back in 2019.
Yeah.
But I ain't going nowhere. Fatthew, what you got?
All right. So for my albums, I actually found out that in 2018, I've gotten older and I'm not as gangster as I used to be. My music, 2 of them, they're
That's
all
too
hip hop. It's all hip hop, but yeah, my hanging on the corner days finally come to an end. But a lot of mine are like sing-songy. So I got Anderson .Paak with Oxford, which we did find out is a city.
Yeah.
For those who've listened to the pod, we had a
Yeah,
That's
moment.
where he's born, Oxford.
Great album. Anybody that heard the review heard me previously. It's just a great album to listen to all the way through. The only thing you don't want to do to it again is fight. But anything else, hang out, chill, smoke, book, yeah, everything. And my other one is Damn Atlas called Bad Actress. It's
The Atlas
definitely-
Boys.
Yeah, the Atlas Boys. It's definitely it's real vibing, man. It's something to just put your head back and get some tobacco only products and do your thing, man.
Absolutely.
My last one, I couldn't decide between J-Rock, Redemption, or Freddie Gibbs, Freddie. I really was
They were both
stuck.
pretty good.
Yeah, I love both of them. I listened to both of them yesterday, trying to make a final decision. I still couldn't. So I am going to cheat and have a 3A, 3B.
I did that.
So J-Rock Redemption and Freddie Gives Freddie.
Now I'd have to think neither of those albums were very sing-song.
Oh no, those
from Mr. Gibbs, I remember he is not a sing-song.
There is one song in there. Remember, he does one song per album. He doesn't want to sing it.
It was for years.
You remember he used to do "We Be Slinging Rocks." That's
there.
This one's so good. So, like, if you haven't listened to that new Freddie Gibbs and you like gangster music, please.
You heard all my albums, so you know I do. Hey, check out Freddie Gibbs.
I mean, I'm glad to see that J-Rock has kept on going, you know?
Oh, yeah. I mean, at this point, he's the second strongest member of TDE because you haven't heard anything from Schoolboy.
Nothing from Schoolboy, and Absol's weird.
Absol's a little too weird for the mainstream. And I saw him on the college playoffs for, like, intro.
Absol?
No, J-Rock's. He's got that win.
Oh, yeah. Win.
And they're using that for, like, on
everything. He was brilliant. He was like, I'm going to make a fucking sports anthem. Play it at your Coliseum and pay me, baby.
There it is.
That's good money.
All right, so what you got, Trenton?
Man, I actually had one of the same ones as you, because I honestly don't listen to a lot of like full albums. So like, for me to listen to like a full album, it's got to be like pretty decent.
You picked
really
Migos
weird.
Too?
Oh, I didn't. No, I did not. Not a huge fan. They're not bad though.
Whoa! Yeah. The Four Migos.
Yeah, exactly. But I went with Anderson .Paak, Oxnard as well.
Well done.
Yeah, and you summed that up pretty well. It's a great fucking CD. And then Action Bronson with White Bronco.
Strong choice.
Yeah, man. I've never really he hasn't ever put out much that I've like not been able to just bump through. You know what I mean? Like
entirely.
He's got a cool flow and is, he doesn't really do anything like game changing, but it's always like steady.
It all sounds like one album generally.
Yeah, like it all kind of connects.
I mean, because he's only just bars.
Yeah, right.
Just bars.
Yeah, sometimes just weird flows of just saying shit. It's great.
Doesn't he sound like somebody?
He does. Yeah, he sounds a little bit like Ghostface.
A lot like Ghostface.
Yeah. I feel like he's gotten a little bit away from it though, because like his older stuff definitely.
Well, it's like if Ghostface wanted to talk about 1990 vehicles, wrestlers, and
BMWs,
culinary items,
and food.
You know what I mean? So it's a little. That's how you tell.
Yeah.
When Ghostface drops a bar about a Funyun or some just,
that might be Action Bronson.
That's probably Bronson.
Cooking up some Italian food, and then
organic wine.
Yeah, right.
He loves organic wine.
Is it not all organic?
No.
Oh shit.
Yeah, mind blown, dude.
Yeah.
There you go. A bottle of wine over there.
It's probably not organic, man.
It was $6, so it probably wasn't.
Definitely not organic.
All right, and your last one.
My last one is kind of an oddball one, man. It's a little big, and the CD was called Anti-Positive. And there's two of them. There's one and two.
Is this Biggie Smalls' Child?
This is not Biggie Smalls' Child. This is more Russian the Ant-Word, if anyone is familiar with those crazy bastards. So it's like a lot of weird, like, it's like they're 20 years behind us, so it's like 90s crunk, techno, weird music, weird heavy beats and stuff, and then like...
But you love it.
I dig it, man. I just run through it, man, playing some video games and shit, get you kind of crunk.
Alright.
It's got a song about AK-47s. It's kind of cool.
Sounds pretty German.
It's Russian.
It does. It sounds real Russian.
Real Russian.
Real Russian.
Yeah, it's like their gun, man.
Okay. I saw the video.
Gotta do the Slav squad.
And they run around in tanks the whole time.
Yeah.
Which is,
dude, it's Russian.
I mean,
yeah.
Does the tank drive you?
Yeah, it's tank drive you. Exactly.
All right. We're going to our most memorable sports moment.
I don't have one.
Fair. Mine is what I've called the revolution. The NFL offensive revolution. And it is the game on Monday Night Football where the Chiefs and the Rams went 51-54.
Whoa.
The Rams did win. It broke our fantasy for a half a day. It couldn't even handle the point system. It was fast. It was fun. It's the new NFL. It was fun. Next day, people always talk about Monday Night Football a little bit, but everybody was talking about that game. And it wasn't just offensive. It was actually 3 defensive touchdowns during that game.
Yeah, which you could argue is the best offense.
Yeah, so, yeah, but you never had to bring the offense out.
Wasn't that game supposed to be played in, like, Mexico City?
Yeah, it was.
Something happened.
Their stadium was so bad.
Yeah.
The conditions on the field were so bad. They're like, we're not putting our players down there just to injure all their ankles.
But they played them in L.A., I believe,
Yeah.
which I think was on fire at the time. So that tells you how bad, I guess, the
Just
So
like-
stadium.
that just adds to the big moment with
Yeah.
the smoke in the background.
Plus, you get that
Game
nice
of the
hickory
year.
aroma.
If you don't hurry up and finish, you might die.
Yeah, play fast.
Play
hard.
fast. That's
Not
why it
going
was just
into
offense.
Fast.
So that's my sports moment
okay.
of the year.
I've got a 1A and a 1B, I
Dope.
guess you should say. My favorite moment was the Philadelphia Eagles beating the Patriots. Not because I'm an Eagles fan, because I really don't like the Patriots. And
Yes.
the Philly special was awesome. And you know what was even better than the Philly special? Was watching the Patriots try a version of their own Philly special, and Tom Brady stretching out to catch a football, and his old ass can't get his arms out far enough to catch the ball. Was amazing. Part B would be Conor McGregor, Khabib Nurmagomedov. Not the fight itself,
Is that English?
the pre-fight.
That was his last name.
It's Russian.
That was a nice attempt.
Kazakhstan.
I believe that was right because I don't know.
Nurmagomedov. Pre-fight and post-fight. The fight itself, Khabib kicked his ass. Pre-fight, McGregor threw a hand truck through a bus, hurt a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of guys had to miss time.
An
They
asshole.
promoted the shit out of this.
No, that's how you do it.
After the fight, Khabib beats the shit out of Conor, jumps over the crowd, and starts fighting with one of Conor's training buddies.
Yeah.
Like the wildest scene you've seen in UFC. Like this looked like straight WWE shit with
It
like
was.
The Rock grabbing a belt, chugging a bunch of beers.
Except
Stone
the
Cold, I
crowd
should say.
was way more terrified than they
Yeah.
were at WWE.
Oh yes.
They were like, "Oh my god,
Oh yeah.
if I get nicked by an elbow, I'm gonna die."
Right? Take your head clean off.
So those would be my two. That was just insane. I hope there's no rematch.
So with the WWE being brought in real life was yours.
Hell yeah.
That's what that is.
Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
You know,
Yeah.
the last
Really
sporting
burying a guy.
event that I watched that reminded me of that was Malice at the Palace.
Yeah.
Young Trenton, this would have been the Detroit Pistons and the Indiana Pacers.
Oh yeah.
Ron Artest went out into the crowd because he got hit with a cup. Attacked the wrong crowd, attacked the wrong fan in the
Yeah,
crowd.
but knocked him out.
Yeah, he threw punches.
And then our boy New Jack, Steven Jackson, was on that team, and you know he's down for a fight. Just let him know. So he ran up there.
Yeah.
That's
Try-
awesome.
Jermaine O'Neal almost killed somebody.
Jesus.
Thankfully he slipped because he cocked back and unloaded on the guy, but his front foot slipped. Otherwise, that guy might
It would
be
have been
dead.
bad.
South Carolina, I believe. Jermaine O'Neal.
Yeah. From the land.
The land of no dicks.
Yeah, we don't have no dicks here.
All right, so we're going to movies. No dicks in these movies.
Well,
Maybe.
Well, yeah.
We'll see. Top three. Let's start with you, Trenton.
You want to start with me?
Yeah.
All right. Well, again, same thing with like the albums thing. I don't really watch a lot of mainstream movies, so
Yeah.
I'm not gonna probably have your usual Marvels and whatnot.
You know, your voice kind of changes when you start talking about not being mainstream. I don't know if you've noticed that.
No, not really.
It's got like a
they usually sound grittier.
Yeah,
Yeah,
darker.
yeah,
hardened.
More Batman. Yeah.
Way more badass. when
Yeah,
you talk-
sweet, excellent. That's what I'm going for. But I thought that The Night Comes for Us was one of the like better movies I've seen this year.
hell yeah.
So that's on my list, and it was dope. Very violent, yes.
Gosh.
Well choreographed, like practical effects and stuff. And even when they used like a little bit of CG and stuff, it didn't look bad. Dubbing was weird. That threw me off bad.
It's the hardest part.
I had a little indie horror movie that actually was from 2014, but I didn't see it until this year.
Counts.
So yeah, we had a discussion,
It
a
counts.
little behind the scenes. But it's called As Above, So Below, and it is a crazy ass movie. It's like a trip through hell looking for a philosopher's stone, and then along the way, the 7 circles you have to face your sins. And it's some crazy shit, like dudes getting sucked into like flaming ghost cars and stuff. And
Whoa.
it's nuts, man.
They could have just gone to Hogwarts because Harry Potter has the Philosopher's Stone.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's right
Yeah,
next to
I think
the
the stone is
Sorcerer's
inside
Stone.
you
Yeah.
or something. Like,
You gotta look through the mirror.
Yeah.
I could have showed him that. He didn't have to go to hell.
yeah, boom. And My last movie was Deadpool 2. That was excellent.
Ooh,
a great movie.
Nice.
Yeah, fucking those movies are hilarious. Ryan Reynolds was born to be Deadpool.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna hate to see it end when Disney or whoever buys it and makes it.
They own it.
Do they already?
No, this last one
I
is
thought they
still the last run that's not them.
I hope it's crazy as shit. I hope it's just
but then
bananas.
But I don't think they're going to turn it. Yeah, who knows? I don't know if they'll let it continue to be rated R. That's the issue.
It's the core of those movies.
I know, but they're trying to work a Logan and him together.
That would be sweet.
It can't
Some
not be
exports.
rated R.
It needs to be at this point when they're taking it.
Logan's dead though.
Also, there was
Spoiler.
definitely a baby dick in Deadpool 2. So saying
Definitely.
these movies had no dicks in them.
Yeah, there was.
Which,
yeah.
by the way, Deadpool 2 was on my list. My list is all superhero related, but it was a big superhero year. So Deadpool 2, I'm gonna spoiler all this. It's been long enough. Juggernaut's intro in that was amazing.
Yeah.
his outro was
That was
good
it.
too.
Yeah, but he was great for that entire film. I love that CG Colossus.
Dude, that was a good Colossus and Juggernaut.
Yeah,
Deadpool getting snapped in half by.
Yeah.
I like the chick that played Domino. I don't know her name. She was in Atlanta too.
Yeah.
I think it's Daisy.
I have no idea, but she did really good.
She's awesome.
Yeah.
The way they showed her powers was really cool too. Like luck.
Yeah.
It's not a power.
And then the random guy that he went back and didn't save all his other heroes. Just that guy. What his name was.
Neil.
Yeah.
Can you give me her Yahoo?
So good. My other one was Infinity War, almost just for the grandeur of it.
Big movie.
Yeah, a lot of fight scenes. That's still that Strange and Thanos fight's amazing. Thanos and Iron Man, Thanos versus everybody. That intro when Thor shows up with Rocket and Groot from onto the battlefield is just beautiful. It really is well done.
Oh yeah, Mark Ruffalo. You guys are gonna get it now.
Yeah.
You're so dead.
Yeah. So, but it wasn't the most feel-good movie by any means, but it was nice. Just the fight scenes. And my last one, again, superhero movie, Black Panther. Everyone heard the hype. It was really, 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 really good. And yeah, sums it up. I do have two that I don't know yet. I haven't gotten a chance to see. We're at the end of the year. Vice, which has, again, pod favorite Big Dick Cheney in it.
BDC.
So I'm sure it's going to be wonderful.
It's gonna be great.
And Spider-Verse looks really good.
Really cool, yeah.
Huge fan
Amazing.
of Miles Morales, so I'm glad to see that happen. So there we are. Superhero.
Yeah.
I actually have the same three, so I won't talk about those so much as my honorable mentions. But I do want to say for Infinity War, the reason it made my top three is Infinity War is what I imagine No Nut November would be like if you actually went the entire month
Without nutting.
without nutting.
And then
But then you actually did it for 10 years. And then
finally on that 10th year,
at that 10th year, man, you just get that burst
and
out.
you blow a
You
hole
just-
clean through your wall.
it's the glorious mess ever. Because that's what Infinity War was to me. It was like,
and now half the
you know,
people
a
you know
10-year
won't
backed
learn
up
there.
nut.
Iron Man came out in 2008. It's been a 10-year build-up for this dude. And
There's still one more, really.
oh, I know, but
You
this
just
is
got caught.
Yeah, you did.
I'm busting it twice.
Oh,
yeah.
I've been storing this.
Yeah,
like,
this is why we can't get
yeah,
that.
I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm busting
It's okay.
lows. Yeah, thanks a lot. Apple Music playlist. But my honorable mentions, the ones I pick if I wasn't picking the superhero movies, which again, Infinity War, Black Panther, Deadpool 2. Mission Impossible Fallout. I just watched it. It's actually a really cool movie. Superman was the bad guy. Played not bad villain, But the movie itself had a lot of action. Really cool. It's crazy to see fucking Tom Cruise is still an
doing
action
shit.
star.
Still running.
But it was a really good movie, well put together. The Night Comes First would definitely been on my honorable mention list.
Bobby.
Bobby!
Ralph Breaks the Internet was a great movie for me.
I haven't seen it.
And one a little different here, but I watched it with my wife and actually really enjoyed it. It was Crazy Rich Asians. It was actually a very good movie. Very funny.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm not going to see it. It's
Yeah,
never
I
going to
haven't.
happen.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth $1.50 Redbox. I would say that.
$1.50.
Well, that's what they charge.
10 minutes every 2 weeks, something like that.
Here's the
That's
thing.
worth
I
it.
thought it was going to be really bad, and it was a very enjoyable watch
Good.
for me. It's someone that doesn't really get into
I'm
those.
glad you
movies.
enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too.
Thanks, guys. We'll talk about it later. I'll
Yeah.
do a separate podcast where I just review the whole movie.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Let's talk about TV.
All right.
Television.
The
Yeah.
best show that you watched this year?
Well, how about this? Before
Mine's
we go
gonna-
into
yeah.
the best show that we watched, we're gonna. This is off. You guys aren't prepared for this. You don't
I
know,
like
so I want to get it.
I
I'm
like
gonna
it.
ask you right now, and you have 3 seconds to answer. What was the most watched show for you this year, 2018? Doesn't matter what year. Go.
American Dad.
Okay. Same question. Go.
Like the show I watched the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Dad.
rewatch shows
Okay.
ever.
3 seconds. Most watched show.
I don't have one because I watched
Alright.
it one
Yeah.
time. And that's it.
Okay.
I'm not that
Ask
guy.
me the same question.
What's your
The
most?
Office.
Jesus.
That's really what this was about.
Yeah,
This was
you just
you
wanted to.
You could have just told
I
us
just wanted to shout out
beforehand
The
and we would have
Office.
alley hooped it.
Yeah.
All right, mine is Snowfall.
Hey, me and Trenton were on the same wavelength, though.
I got what he said.
Yeah, but I
But
don't
he doesn't
rewatch
rewatch. Yeah,
stuff
I'll
like
sit there
that.
and just throw something on.
No.
What we do.
If I do, it's probably going to be like X-Men, the animated series.
Yeah.
All right, but I
Wolverine.
went Snowfall, which is, if you haven't seen it, it's about a young dude in South Central LA that, turns cocaine into crack. Kind of the guy that starts all that. And his journey from just a kid to struggling kid to, drug lords.
Slang.
Yeah, it's all about the business.
Yeah.
The business.
The business.
The
And
business.
Snowfall, he makes one dude's like cousin shoot him in the head. It was tough.
It's intense.
There's a lot going on, and that was probably my
Okay.
favorite. Maybe my most watched because it was like I was behind the season.
Because
The
they're on
second
season
season
2, right?
came out this year,
Okay.
and so I watched that all the way through.
I got to catch up because I only saw a few episodes of the first season.
Really good.
So, okay. Now that I know that it's good, I can go back and check that one out.
Yeah.
I got a couple because it's just how I get down. I
Yeah.
binge watched these shows pretty quickly. Narcos, the Mexico story came out in 2018.
It was
I
good.
thought it was a very good story. I liked the cast, and I like where they kind of took it, how it kind of brought Pablo back into it for a little bit, and the Cali cartel boys, all the guys that you've seen get killed, they're put in jail already.
I feed you to my hippo.
Well,
That's
the
intense.
hippos, I'm not gonna.
Dude.
Not gonna say the line.
Yeah.
You gotta watch out for hippos, man. They'll rape you.
He said something very racial about the hippo and that kid.
Whoa.
But anyway,
So that one is definitely up there for me. And then another Netflix sci-fi show, Altered Carbon. I very much enjoyed that show.
I wanted to. I tried to get into it.
It was weird. It had a lot of action.
Yeah.
is it the body swapping thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, their sleeves. They have
What is
sleeves,
it?
and they basically insert their memory into
It's
the
got
bodies.
that giant white guy.
And
What's that fucking-
yeah, Joel Killerman.
Yeah, I saw that. I couldn't
Yeah.
get into it.
I got
There's like a
in. I
name
got
for
into
that
it.
kind of look to everything. I can't remember what it's called, like steampunk, but not
I like the
steampunk.
Like
torture part.
noir.
Kind of no.
It's something noir.
It's like
That's what they were
Blade Runner
saying.
style shit. I just
Yeah.
can't remember what they call it.
Yeah, like one of the his home
Flying
base
cars
was like
and
this hotel,
Yeah.
and basically the guy that ran the hotel was like a knockoff Edgar Allan Poe. He was a robot. And he had,
Yeah.
The hotel's called like the
Oh, yeah.
Raven or something,
Yeah.
and then like the villains would come in as the hotel manager would just pull out all these machine guns out of the walls and just blast everybody to
He
shreds.
was a robot.
It was an awesome.
We might have to go back and
I
check
know.
it out.
Altered Carbon.
I didn't love it.
It's like
Altered
Deus Ex.
Carbon to me was a lot of fun. Well, fun wouldn't be the right word.
Kind of like
but
Deus
it's a
Ex,
great
though, right?
watch.
Like that's like the type of universe it is.
I'd imagine so.
That's cool.
See how I avoided that because I haven't.
Yeah,
seen
because
or
you haven't played.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. we
Yeah,
gotta-
what's your show, Trent? Moving on.
I mean, mine's gonna bleed into I think another one. Another.
American Dad.
No, it's not American Dad. No, it's. I think it's gonna bleed into another segment of our thingy because mine was happy.
I don't let anything.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying here? You
All
picking
right,
up
so
what
it
I'm
was
putting down?
happy.
Okay.
It was happy.
And we'll
Perfect.
talk about it here coming up in
Yeah.
our Netflix and Judge.
Judge.
Okay.
Sorry to throw a wrench there, fellas.
What? Before that,
That's okay.
we're going into our.
Video game.
Oh yeah.
We had a best video game of the year. And mine is no doubt Spider-Man. We talked about it before. Spider-Man.
No doubt.
Bunch of fun stuff. Web slinging, gadgets, suits, battles, web slinging. Aunt May, Miles Morales, web slinging. No Mary Jane.
That game made me feel feels at the end, man.
Did a lot of feels.
That's sad. So sad.
Woo! And
I won't ruin it, but woo.
some DLC that came out that was pretty fun too.
I still gotta check those out. That first one just was.
First one's not
boring.
that good.
It was not.
And it wasn't even the skill level. It was very like for you to get up at the end.
Yeah.
It almost went back to like the first. When you're like level 5.
I don't understand why they didn't use the opportunity to do one of the DLCs as like just a baby little Miles Morales, like he's learning.
I bet because I honestly think the way they set it up, that's the whole
next game.
That's gonna be Miles Morales.
Kind of has that feeling to it, yeah.
Miles Morales goes invisible. I don't know if they'll add that, but he has like part of his extra trait is one, he has like a stinger punch to like knocks people out, and then he like goes invisible.
It's weird.
Did not know that. So like this one's add another level.
I had Spider-Man very high on my list, but if I had to pick one, my game of the year is gonna be Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, of course, Cowboys.
Cowboys,
Bang, bang.
Indian. Well,
Whoa,
I guess I can't say.
yeah, be careful with those words. Careful.
Kevin Hart got in trouble for that. I enjoyed the game. I just
Original
felt the playthrough was gave me a little bit more, and online play is in the works. I mean, it's there. So,
they got any new stuff on there? Or they
honestly, I left that country for a couple weeks.
Yeah,
I might have to hop back on my horse.
People have been rustling your cattle and such.
Yeah, but no, it was a soft playthrough. So I mean, either one I wouldn't be upset with, but I give Red Dead the slight edge on mine.
All right, so one more.
Yeah, mine is probably gonna be a little bit weird because it didn't come out this year or anything. But no, man. But I feel like it's justified because we've all put a shit ton of time into it, and like they keep updating it.
Okay.
And it's Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oh no, yeah, I can take that. I'll take that.
They've in this year alone they put out like 3 or 4 updates that added like big chunks of new content that was pretty good. I didn't do the
nightclub
bar
was
thing.
awful.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that.
Dude, the spy shit was super cool.
It was.
That's a big reason why I made Red Dead my top pick, because I just know that they're going to release a lot of content.
They've got to be at the end of.
They're not going to charge me for it.
Which I mean, I feel like last year.
Just everything else, though. They'll charge me for everything else.
But I feel like last year at this time we were all like, "Oh, these are the last updates for fucking Grand Theft Auto," and then. Boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean? Like more.
Red Dead came out, and you're thinking, definitely.
Yeah, they're definitely
and then
done.
Here's this another big update.
Yeah, I feel like they're probably getting close to the end, but they can still milk that bitch, man. Sell for $20.
Yeah, I mean they've still been selling.
I mean, it's what 6 or 7 year old game.
It's
crazy.
It's still giving you stuff to do. It's a grind.
That's my best game of the year. Bang.
All right,
we'll take it. Rockstar.
Yeah. Rockstar, baby, make that paper.
All right, which takes us to How High. But before that.
Is this brought to us by somebody?
How High is brought to us by our new sponsor, FPV Jesus YouTube channel.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's our new sponsor.
That guy sounds cool.
For all your droney needs, they even have an Aristobrat and this like stealth bomber one that's really cool. But yeah, so go subscribe now. FPV Jesus YouTube channel. The second coming will be in first person.
Is that FPV like first person view?
I just said the second coming. Will be in first person. It was kind of a whole.
Man,
anyway.
That guy sounds cool.
Yeah. So, now How High, which is again our segment. We pull crazy stories from the news and we judge how messed up these people are. We go to Westfield Wheaton Mall in Washington. A group of young people were inside the mall after an innocent snowball fight. Then the conversation, because they were young teenagers, of sex with a snowman came up. I'm sure naturally. $20 from each of his friends later, and one of them is balls deep in a snow person.
Snow person?
Snow person. Outside. I don't think snow
Did they
people...
give it boots or something?
Equal rights.
I don't know if snow people got consent. That's really messed up.
It is
but this story pretty much goes, he's outside of a mall, going balls deep in the snow person, and he gets stuck. Just like a Christmas Story, but not with his tongue.
Mm-hmm.
It's dick.
And they try to get him out, and the friends are unable to, and because it's too stuck, so they have to call paramedics.
Really embarrassing.
So, how high would you have to be to take? We're gonna say he has 3 to 10 friends, so $60 to $200 to go outside in a public place in front of them all and bang a snow person.
19-year-old me, get him drunk enough, maybe.
This is very true.
Yeah. Real drunk though.
All the time we seem like we're pulling these stories from Trent's journal. Like,
Yeah. Just look back on my
I feel like
history.
19-year-old drunk Trenton would not have to get that drunk.
I said this was just any drug peer pressure for the first time. This kid just, they got too many of his friends around. He thought he was being cool. He was probably like, oh, I'm big snowman, ain't no thing. And they're like, I got 20 on that. And
I
now
got
he's stuck.
20.
Yeah. Now he's stuck. So it's just peer pressure, first time doing drugs, or he's really broke. If he's really broke, Christmas time.
I was thinking like maybe a little bit of Ritalin and the peer pressure. Like he was peer pressured into it, but he's got a Ritalin prescription. So like when he got into that snowman, he was focused.
Dude, I imagine.
I don't know how you got it stuck.
Exactly. I imagine a
It's
paramedic just.
really cold. It's
like
in
a-
Washington.
Like it froze, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's still snow. It's not a pole though. Like I imagine a fireman coming over
But
and just
if-
kicking it.
If it's
Right.
compacted enough, because
You just kick it. Why would you compact it that hard?
Your dick in it?
It'll let-
Just kick
It's
it.
not my dick.
Well, then, yeah, but no.
So don't let
Don't let Trent ever take care of anything.
Don't let Trent help you with
Okay.
get your dick stuck in something. Trent's gonna kick it.
I'm gonna kick it. Yeah, I'm gonna
Just
kick it.
kick it off.
Dude, stuck in a window, kick the window.
All right, a man in Hermosillo, Mexico, attempted to use a Nintendo zapper wrapped in dark electric tape to rob a bank, and it worked. He was captured shortly after and is now in association with 12 other robberies. I had a hard time deciding if I was going to do the how high for the guy or the bank teller. But I went for him because he's the one with the idea to use the Nintendo gun. So how high would you have to be to wrap a Nintendo gun in electric tape and think that you can rob a bank successfully? And he did.
I
But
think that he wasn't high, but he was really trying to get high. You know what I mean?
I'm going
Whatever he was on, he's out of it.
speed.
Speed?
yeah, I went tons
yeah.
of cocaine, unlimited confidence.
Yeah.
Like, I
Like-
got this.
I could do
Could
this.
be, yeah. They'll fall for it. They'll just give me the money.
I don't even fucking need this thing.
I could have done it with my hand.
Did he get any money, or did they just catch him?
They captured him. But
Yeah.
12 other robberies. Like, he's had
Jesus,
some money.
yeah.
And apparently, you would think this was probably his method. You ain't going to change something
Yeah.
that don't work.
I wonder where he got the zapper.
He probably just had it. I have
Oh,
one.
man. Yeah, you did, do you?
I have one.
Oh
yeah.
shit. Are you him? Are you robbing places?
Oh man, here we go. Our next one, moving on to a Walmart in Germantown, Maryland. Police were called because a Salvation Army bell ringer, the people that stand outside the
Don't
door,
trust him.
was violent with an employee. When they showed up, he was rolling around in the parking lot screaming, "I am John Wayne." When the lady cop approached him, he thrusted his crotch at her and said, "Ladies." Salvation Army said they were unaware of his, quote, condition. All right.
He's fucking John Wayne.
He's just reincarnated.
Yeah, skin made of leather.
So how
John
high?
Wayne's not dead.
I
is he?
guess I'm pretty sure.
That was 8 or 9 pounds of steak in his belly.
Yeah. So how high do you have to be to roll around in the parking lot screaming, "I am John Wayne," attack a Walmart employee, and also, make sexual advancements at the lady cop when she's trying to
Arrest
you? I'm pretty sure he got tased. For the
Oh,
end
I'm
of the
sure.
story.
Yeah, you
That's how that happened.
throw your dick at a cop. They're putting
yeah.
you down.
How high do
Bath salts.
bath
Bath
salts? We
salts?
always seem to go there.
Yeah. It's a
I was
solid one.
thinking,
Is this in Florida?
This is Maryland.
Ooh.
There's no
LSD.
Florida this time.
I think it's LSD.
Mercury poisoning.
Mercury poisoning in the water.
Crab cakes.
Oh, crab cakes.
That's all they do is football crab cakes, man. You got too much mercury in the crab.
So I cheated on this one. The article said he had a lot of PCP in the system,
Oh shit!
like tons,
Tons of PCP.
tons.
Did he just I want to know if he was woke up that day and was like, I gotta go ring this fucking bell and just took a jug of PCP. I'm John Wayne.
So, who's the highest?
That guy.
That guy.
Yeah, that guy definitely wins this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, it was a hands down.
I
I
guess
mean, the guy that stuck his dick in snowman was stupid, but
Yeah.
he was
They
probably
had motives, right? Cash.
cash.
Bank robber motive.
Cash.
This guy just fucking.
Loves
He
PCP.
loves PCP and calls him a
I'm
stir.
John Wayne.
Yeah, I love that. I hope someone got it on cell phone, man.
So we did a little foreshadowing for this one.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
But we're doing our Netflix and Judge. Trenton, I'm gonna let you start. This
Oh, yeah?
is.
Am I judge, jury, and executioner?
What's happy?
I know.
Yeah.
Not gonna
Do we
execute
need to talk about what happy is real quick?
think we should.
You want to do it?
You can
Give us
answer
a
it. It's a,
Happy was based off a comic book, which I didn't know until later on.
yeah.
It's a old cop now turned like homeless hitman that's on a lot of drugs, and it needs to rescue a little girl from an unlikely friend, I guess, ally, which is her imaginary friend.
Classic
It's
tale.
a unicorn that's blue and tiny.
Yeah.
Happy, right?
And
His
does
name is
cocaine.
Happy.
Yeah.
And he is Patton Oswalt, and Happy is Christopher Melanie, I think is his name,
Dun, dun.
from Law and Order Special Victims Unit.
I thought it was Malone.
I think it's Melanie.
Maloney.
Maloney. Oh, my bad. Didn't mean to female up your name.
You know that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, dun dun. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, but it was it's an excellent TV show. Probably want to dip out of here if you don't want spoilers or anything. Skip ahead a little bit, but dude's looking for his daughter. Finds his
Doesn't know it's his
Yeah, he
daughter.
doesn't
yeah,
know
that's
that at
right.
the beginning.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
It's just a girl.
It's just a girl.
And he's
Can't
just
remember
a cop doing his duty.
No, he wasn't. He was like he murdered those Italian guys. He's like,
He's a
hey,
hitman.
The brothers, right?
Yeah, he's a hitman.
The first group, the brothers of the mob bosses.
Yeah.
yeah,
The
Blue's
sons, I guess.
Blue's sisters' kids.
And that's kind of where it started getting weird. Because one of them ends up being like a zombie for like.
He talks all
Half the
devilly and
show,
stuff too, and then nothing really
Well, that's
comes
because
of
that
it.
witch lady. I think what they referenced that back to, oh man, this is way, when the Santa guy has that room full of people that are like drilled in the head, but
Yeah.
only so much. He's got that same thing going on.
Yeah, they did that to him.
Yeah, just he got hit with a bullet instead of.
Yeah.
But anyway, I thought it was crazy as fuck. I absolutely enjoyed the shit out of it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
gory.
You never would have kind of thought the turns it took.
It stayed Christmassy the whole time
which is
too.
wonderful.
Yeah.
She gets kidnapped by like a crazy Santa,
Yeah.
homeless, retard straight. I mean, our word straight Santa Claus,
Yeah.
and yeah,
The villains are kind of crazy.
it's really good. Giant
Smoothie.
Smoothie. Yeah.
Woo, yeah.
Let me tell you why I'm smoothie.
Woo, man.
Yeah.
Just let's get this.
It's a
Second
it's a-
season's coming out. It's gonna be based off Easter. I really enjoyed it. Like it's crazy.
The first like 30 seconds really sets it. You know, when he's in a bathroom looking in the mirror, looking kind of beaten and down, and then he pulls two guns out and blows his head off and starts Christmas music playing, and he's dabbing and dancing, and strippers come out.
Yeah,
I do
And that's
remember
the intro.
that. Yeah,
It's insane.
I didn't know what was happening.
Yeah, pretty much
he was
sets the
tripping
mood.
out. I think.
I will say, for me personally, the first episode I was thrown off by being like in the real world with the cartoon character guy.
Yeah.
I got over that after about an episode or two, though. So if that's an issue for you, just get through it.
Yeah,
'Cause
and
it's a good show.
we looked at the comic, and even in the comic, like Happy himself doesn't match the
It's
rest
a
of the
different
artwork.
animation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's weird.
It's cool.
So,
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, we enjoyed it. What would you rate this?
like a 9 out of 10.
10 serial killers.
Yeah, 9 out of
Yeah,
10
at least
slashes.
8, or maybe 9. I would say 8. I really enjoyed it. Like I
I'd be
highly
right there.
recommend it.
Yeah.
It did. There's some points I don't understand
It's-
why Happy can only teleport one time.
Yeah,
still have
right.
a
Like
big beef
windows
with
stop him and shit.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
he can teleport out of a subway, but he can't teleport through a window. I don't get it. But everything else about it was really cool. And
Yeah, it has a little Toy Story vibe with that fucked up kid.
yeah, it was so sad.
Yeah, just nailed to the wall, so torture
Ah.
toys or
So-
imaginary friends.
Yeah, imaginary friends being tortured. And
Yeah.
it's crazy. So I really appreciated it. I didn't see any of it coming, and
Nah.
can't wait till the next one
There's an orgy
8 out of 10.
scene. It's crazy.
with a giant cockroach.
Yeah, with the bug.
So
Bugs love the darkness.
Yeah.
bugs and dildos everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm there with you, folks. I think it's. I'd put it right about an 8. Definitely a good watch. Fucking crazy,
Yeah,
gory.
can't wait to see what they
Funny.
do.
Yeah, we'll see.
Easter is next on the
Sci-Fi
agenda.
channel. Who
I can't
knows?
believe that. I know, right? Because some of that.
They have another show
They
out.
could
that-
not have had all that.
called
No way.
Ascension. No, there's no
Well,
way.
It had to be super.
I don't know, man,
Something.
because they had like a gory, like almost like wacky racer style show that was on, and it was like they didn't show nudity, but it was violence and f bombs and stuff. Pretty much like Happy. It was crazy. After 11 p.m., man.
Yeah,
Sci-fi
the
after
world's
dark.
open.
TIL.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just saw it on Netflix. Yeah. Trailer review.
We're gonna talk about Us. We were talking about us. Just us.
Just us.
Us right here, boys. No, this is Jordan Peele's new movie, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yes,
same
it
guy
is.
did Get Out.
Get Out was awesome.
Really good, really good.
I just watched it again not too long ago. This new one looks kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It looks real crazy. A little background on it.
Definitely.
We had it looks like, you know, a family's going out to a beach house,
Lake home,
Yeah,
maybe.
something.
doing a little chilling out there. It kind of starts off kind of crazy from what I'm seeing. One, I think both of them. I think the mom and dad are both from Black Panther.
Yeah, I got
That's
their names
from
if you want me to
Baku.
try. Yeah, Lupita Nyong'o and Winston Duke. I can say Winston Duke.
Yeah, Winston Duke.
The ladies love Winston Duke.
Both the Black Panther, yeah. It looks like a different family approaches them, and then they run up on them, and they somehow get into their house, and then the trailer already shows that it looks like it's like crazy versions of them.
Yeah, it's something like to do with they put on a mask, and then all of a sudden it's got a funky vibe to it.
I mean,
I don't really know how else to subscribe
Comes
it right
out
now.
March 15th. I got that info too.
Oh, nice. 2019?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, 2020.
I'm excited for it.
Something
I'm
like
going to
it.
watch it.
I really like it. It's kind of freaky.
It's
Like
freaky.
for the person to be chasing you to be some weird, crazy, crawling around the ground version of yourself. It's really weird. Which actually brought me to the question: how would you kill yourself?
Could you do it?
How would
Erotic
like crazy you
asphyxiation.
like go to kill you? Because really, all mine had to do is put something in the fridge that's poison. I'm out.
Done.
Yeah,
I wouldn't fall for that.
I would be like, oh, someone brought this deliciousness for me.
We just need to poison Young Trenton's microwave.
Yeah, we'll be okay.
Already been, dude. The cell phones run through that sucker.
Put fumes in there.
Been there, done that.
Truly though,
I don't have superpowers.
if
though.
they're real smart and like they're trying to take out all of us, the fake us could just like set up a podcast and murder the one whoever's turn it was, you know,
Shit.
to host it, just murder us and then call us home and then take us all out. Look at that.
I'm not gonna fall for that.
Well, there's a
Yes, you would.
there's
I'm
a
not gonna
clear
fall.
cut.
It's like
that's,
we would call you. We'd be like, hey, Trent, coming to get you.
I'm gonna be like, no, you're not evil, fat.
So if anyone ever wants to kill the whole crew,
Now you know.
Just invite us to a podcast.
Hell yeah, we love to do podcasts.
Yeah. Easy target.
Okay, so based off the trailer, though, I'm
hyped.
yeah,
I'm definitely gonna check it out.
9.
I might not go to the theaters because I
Nah.
don't go to theaters for anything. Because I don't
Nah.
like people.
Correct.
It has to be like something I want to see visually.
Yeah.
This doesn't really something I can't.
Even
watch.
then, sometimes, man, there's too much shit going on this big ass screens.
Yeah. So
I'm getting old.
yeah. So
Get
we're
on the lawn.
gonna run with. I'm definitely hyped. I'm 100% gonna watch it. I can't guarantee I'll go out there to see it, but I'll
Yeah.
100% watch it.
You're
Red
gonna,
box.
you're gonna give Mr. Peel some money at some point.
somewhere,
Oh, yeah.
somewhere down the line.
Yeah, he
Okay.
will. He will be seeing some of my income.
We'll take it. We're going into a classic.
What's the classic?
Transbit.
Lock up shit. Oh, yeah. I didn't really look into it because, I didn't really look into it because it wasn't really a pick. It was a
No, it is
it
a
was a
pick. You're-
force lock.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You're
Whoa,
picking
whoa,
the
whoa.
college championship game, which is
Gotcha.
Monday, I think,
Yeah.
the 7th.
Yeah,
I think it's the
man.
7th.
You've got the Alabama
Crimson Tide.
and the Clemson
Tigers.
Orange Tigers.
Oh yeah, yeah. The way that you say that, the Clemson Orange
The
Tigers.
Orange Cats.
Crimson Tide.
Yeah.
Tiger Cats.
So,
No, man. Yeah, definitely.
Who did you
Clemson's gonna lose because they're Tigers versus water or something.
they're well. We
Their
talked.
mascot's
They
an
have two
elephant.
mascots.
Oh, you
They
guys
have
are
an
sluts.
elephant.
I was gonna pick Clemson just to piss you off.
No, there's an elephant,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's Bloodwater.
Yeah.
Both of those things.
Oh yeah,
kill
Bloodwater.
tiger.
Oh, Bloodwater is the natural predator of the tiger
Yeah.
on the Serengeti.
Rolled blood tide.
All right, man. Well, then there we
Where
go.
is the Serengeti?
The Crimson Tide will consume all. I'm gonna assume Africa.
I will accept your answer.
Take it.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll put our money.
So you heard it. Young Trenton picked Alabama. He was not.
It was not forced into picking.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
definitely not a gun against my head right now.
Yeah.
Send help, please.
He picks Bama.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't you?
Yeah. Yes.
We're just gonna move on. Pick Bama. Trent's lock of the week.
Yeah. Lock.
Oh wait, I think Trenton's record right now is 3-2.
I think he's 3-2.
Yeah.
So here's the thing about gambling.
You're
Do
500.
it.
You're
It's
Do
hard
it
to
all
be
the
right
time.
all the time.
Yeah.
500 is okay.
500 is not bad.
But you should
Yeah.
always gamble
4
every
and
time.
2 is pretty good.
Yeah.
But if you lose this one, Young Trenton, believe that's 3 in a row.
He's going to blame us.
It
That's
will.
where you get
I definitely am because I think that, like, I don't know, I've heard things about Clemson being a really good team and stuff, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
we also-
somebody wasn't a fan of NBA picks, so
Well,
No, we're doing it like next time. Well, the college ones are even crazier.
I'm going to find somewhere they'll let us bet on, like, dodgeball or rugby or something. We'll pick some crazy
ESPN,
shit.
the Ocho.
Yo, Joe.
Everybody knows.
Yeah, but we have to find someone that lets us bet on it.
Dude, someone out there will take that action.
We're about that action, boss. We're going to take it as you wish. That is our.
How's that?
Oh, it's our new finisher name.
Yeah.
Take it as you will.
Take it as you will.
Take it as you will.
Just
is
have
our
it
term.
written on here. Okay.
I didn't change it. You was anyway. Take it as
I
you
thought
will.
you said wish and I said will, but that's neither here nor there. Young Trenton didn't like Final Take. It sounded
It just
too.
sounded like that was a
Fairy tale.
Like
recap.
we were
It sounded like it was a
wrapping
recap or something.
I'm
like
with
on
you.
Reading Rainbow. They told you your final lesson of the day.
Yeah.
Reading Rainbow.
Oh,
Take good, Luke.
Young Trenton, do you have a final take?
Kinda.
Kinda.
Do you have a take it as you will?
I do
Wish?
kind of. You can take this as you will, but I'm tired of video game companies screwing the people that play their video games and buy them. There was a little early access game getting released this week called Atlas. It was a cool piratey game. Yarg, let you sail the seven seas.
Oh, I remember you talking
They
about
dropped
it.
an
Yeah.
album, right?
No, that's Dim Atlas. This was just the Atlas or Atlas or whatever. But the game was delayed a week, and then it was delayed 2 days, and then it came out and it didn't work for 3 days. And then they aren't giving people their money back. They couldn't play it for those 3 days and stuff. So I'm tired of people just accepting that as how game companies are. You remember when you buy a game and you would get a fucking game and it would be done, and you'd play the whole Spyro game and be like, oh man, that Spyro game was good,
Yeah,
and I
nice.
finished it. Yeah.
You a big Spyro fan?
Yeah, bro.
No, but they just came out with a newer one. Yeah, actually, Spyro's dope. What am I talking about? Yes, great.
Okay.
PlayStation Classic. But take it as you will.
No
But
crash
video
ban.
game companies are just fisting us regularly. Ah.
Like Gazillion. They're out of business.
Yeah, those dickheads.
Fuck Gazillion.
Yeah, R.I.P. to a pretty decent game.
That's a soft spot.
It is.
One day that's going to be my take again.
A fallen soldier.
No, the fact that
They ain't coming back.
they came out with Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, but it's only going to be for the Switch.
Ugh.
Yeah, but they like finally
Who
were
owns
like,
a Switch?
hey, you guys want this game you've been waiting for years? Well, I know we gave you a kind of
Yeah.
a version and then took it
Yeah.
away from you.
Now buy it on a
Oh,
console you
crap.
don't own.
Yeah.
Speaking about Nintendo Switch, totally forgot to throw this in there for my
Uh-oh.
Game of the Year candidate, Super Smash Brothers. Had to put that out there.
I mean, no one's going to argue that
Yeah, it's
Super
probably
Smash
pretty good.
Brothers.
It's
probably
awesome. And why does Marvel not have a version?
They do. It's Marvel vs. Capcom.
Marvel vs. Capcom.
No.
Well, it's not going to be smashy like that.
It'd be more fun.
All right.
That's cats.
I thought it was.
My turn, I guess. The federal court has said that a law that was in place in the state of New York since 1974 was unconstitutional under the Second Amendment. This law was a ban on nunchucks. Yeah. They claim parents were afraid of what their kids would learn. By the way, this is New York City. No, let them learn about nunchucks. Go God.
Yeah.
And this is really just another example of the man holding ninjas down. You can't carry nunchucks. Ninja stars weren't allowed on airplanes anymore.
What about katanas?
You can't wear a mask in public. They're just trying to hold the good name of the ninja down.
That's what it is.
And especially in a place like New York where Daredevil and Iron Fist.
Plenty of things to climb and shadows to hide in.
Do you remember the four brothers named Leonardo, Raphael, Donatello, and Michelangelo?
The
that
artists?
Say no. The turtles that have saved your city countless times with nunchucks.
Yeah, no respect. New
I'm
York.
going to say if there's one city that you should have nunchucks, it should be New York.
Oh, yeah.
You should be.
Fend off a homeless guy in the
like,
park? What the hell?
My understanding is you just get robbed in New York everywhere you go. So you
Not with a nunchaku.
Yeah, if you had nunchucks, this is mob ties. The mob doesn't want people to have them.
Yeah.
That's it.
One day the ninjas won't be there in New York.
Yeah,
and it'll
and then
be
what?
your fault when you will need them the most.
You will say, "Save me." The ninjas will look down and they will say, "No."
no,
Yeah,
because they won't have their nunchucks in their hand.
yeah, no chaku.
All right. I'm going to back to the UFC world. John Bones Jones. He's back. He won a fight last night to win the heavyweight championship belt versus Gustafsson. So far, he's won. His drug test hasn't kicked back in.
Man.
That's weird.
How you get to play and then get drug tested?
Here's the thing about it, though. The belt that they won was actually Daniel Cormier's belt. He won it earlier this year, and he defended it. And then UFC wanted to do a title fight again, so they were like, we're going to take this belt. Even though he won it and defended it this year, and they let Conor McGregor hold the belt for 2 years without defending it. What? I thought it was kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
Cormier should have got to hold it. They should have just been fighting for a chance to fight for that belt. And
yeah, that's what wrestling was done.
John Jones immediately started talking shit to DC, my man Daniel Cormier. Cormier's got bad history with this guy. He's lost every time they fought. But I'm rooting for you, DC. I want you to fight again. I want you to kick his ass and retire. Make him cry with a failed drug test. But take that as you will.
Take it as you will. No ninjas, America.
No ninjas.
No ninja assistant. So then we move on to quotes to live by, right? We're wrapping up here.
I think that's it.
Yeah, we're ready to live by these quotes.
All right, who wants to start? Anybody? Loso?
If you're born in September, odds are your parents started off the new year with a bang.
Heyo.
Everybody laughs when Fatty falls down. Chris Farley.
Mix the gas with the lean. Call it gasoline. Soulja Boy.
And then, like always, before we leave out, we like to give Trent a shining moment. We like to let our diamond shine.
You can let me spread my wings.
Anything new? It's hot. It's hot.
Oh man, actually, yeah, they just put out
outro. Excelsior,
2018, y'all.
motherfuckers! It's 2019. Goodbye, 2018.
Goodbye, 2018. Hello, 2019.
Excelsior, motherfucker.
Excelsior. Dudes talking stuff.